Chapter 83. Dozens of miles away, Yi Tian and Xiao Zi stopped, and it was time for Xiao Zi to hand in the Yuan Qi stone. Xiao Zi, where is the Yuan Qi stone? Yi Tian asked. Xiao Zi opened her mouth a little reluctantly and spit out a storage bag. This storage bag was temporarily used by Yi Tian for Xiao Zi's Yuan Qi stone. Opening the storage bag, Yi Tian counted carefully. 412 vitality stones, that's good. Yi Tian appreciated. Xiao Zi's strength wasn't very great, and the rock layer was very solid. It wasn't easy to dig out 412 Yuan Qi stones in such a short period of time with Xiao Zi's ability. Work hard. After I go back this time, I will dispose of the contents of this storage bag, and this storage bag will be yours. Yi Tian promised. Master, are you telling the truth? Xiao Zi trembled. It wasn't fear, but excitement. It's the first time it had seen such a thing as a storage bag, and it could easily store treasures. If it found a treasure in the future, wouldn't it be able to put it in a storage bag? How convenient that would be to carry. In the past, even if it encountered a lot of treasures, it couldn't take them with it, just because it was too small to carry too many things. Now it's good to go. The owner was so excited that he wanted to reward him with a storage bag. Master, I will work hard to find more treasures. Xiao Zi assured. Yi Tian smiled slightly. He was just counting on letting Xiao Zi find more treasures in the secret realm, and when he got out of the secret realm, he would be able to copy Xiao Zi's talent before long. At that time, he won't need Xiao Zi. Of course, he will not throw away Xiao Zi. He will directly throw it to his sister, Yi Yu. Presumably, Yi Yu will like Xiao Zi very much. Let's go. Let's continue to look for treasures. Yi Tian urged. Master. There's also a treasure over there. Let's go grab it. Xiao Zi seemed to have incarnated as a female robber, and excitedly led Yi Tian to find treasures. At this time, after Yun Feng entered the Yuan Qi stone vein, he was dumbfounded. He saw that in the passage, there were dense small holes in the rock layer, and it was not difficult to see from the traces of these small holes that someone was mining just now, and it is estimated that a lot of Yuan Qi stones were dug up. Which thief poached my vitality stone? Yun Feng was very angry. He was fighting on it, but he didn't want to be secretly dug up the Yuan Qi stone, and he was depressed when he thought about it. However, the thought that he had also obtained all the treasures of Helian Bai and the others made his mood better. The thief should have run away. I searched around but didn't find it, and the sound of digging was gone. HMPH. I don't believe how many vitality stones you can dig up in such a short period of time. Most of them should still belong to me. As a result, Yun Feng also began the process of mining. It's just that there is not much time left, only 7 or 8 days, and he has to spend 2 days on the road, and the time for real mining is only 5 or 6 days. In any case, in 5 or 6 days, he must leave, otherwise he will die of depression after 10 years in the secret realm like Helian Wall. Dig! 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 Yun Feng was mining frantically, but it took a long time to dig up a Yuan Qi stone, and the rock layer was seriously damaged, and several mines collapsed. For 5 or 6 days in a row, Yun Feng was mining, and there was no rest. 5 or 6 days later, Yun Feng was covered in dust, and the whole person was very haggard, but his eyes were full of disappointment. Damn! Why did it take so long to dig up 500 vitality stones? Yun Feng was very depressed. It was rumored that the Yuan Qi stone ore vein was often 10,000 Yuan Qi stones. This was still a small Yuan Qi stone vein, and some large Yuan Qi stone veins had hundreds of thousands of Yuan Qi stones, but that was a rumor. But the last time the Yuan Qi stone vein was born, there was a detailed record, and 10,000 Yuan Qi stones were dug up. How did you get to him and only dig up 500 of them? The difference between 10,000 and 500 is too big. That thief definitely can't dig up too many Yuan Qi stones in such a short period of time, at most 100, and I only dug out 500 of them. This Yuan Qi stone vein should have some Yuan Qi stones hidden relatively deeply, but overall, the reserves of this Yuan Qi stone vein are estimated to be only 1,000 pieces. Yun Feng estimated. 1,000 Yuan Qi stones is indeed too few, which does not match the identity of the Yuan Qi stone vein, but Yun Feng can only guess that the fierce beast has eaten a large number of Yuan Qi stones, and this is the only explanation. If he knew that Yi Tian had secretly dug up more than 2,000 Yuan Qi stones, he would definitely be mad. Yunfeng didn't continue mining, but rushed to the spatial rift. And Yi Tian didn't go with Xiaozi to look for treasures, and also rushed to the spatial rift. These days, Yi Tian's harvest is no smaller than the harvest of the Yuan Qi stone vein. With Xiaozi's guidance and the natural treasure house environment of the secret realm, Yi Tian's speed of collecting treasures was unbelievable. For more than 1,000 years of medicinal herbs alone, he collected as many as 50 plants, and he also collected no less than 1,100-year-old medicinal herbs. Moreover, he also found 3 treasures that could improve his cultivation talent and 1 ice spirit grass that could improve his water or ice talent. Yi Yu happened to have an ice talent, which was just right to use. Satisfied, Yi Tian dared to guarantee that among all the martial artists who entered the secret realm this time, no one had gained more than him, and even the lucky Yunfeng did not gain as much as him. Space cracks, exits. A famous warrior rushed here, many of whom did not have storage bags, and came over with large bags on their backs, which was very conspicuous. But there are more warriors here, and no one dares to rob and fight, otherwise there will definitely be trouble after going out. Whoa! A famous warrior came out of the secret realm. At this time, Yi Tian also rushed over, and a dodge rushed into the spatial crack and came to the outside world. Yi Tian, this way! Yu Ling's voice came. Yi Tian hurriedly ran over and entered the Yu family's imperial wind boat. How's the harvest? Yu Ling asked curiously. It's okay. Yi Tian nodded. At this moment, Yu Ling's gaze converged on Xiaozi's body, and he was immediately surprised. Could this be the purple gold treasure mouse? Yu Ling couldn't help but ask. Yes, Yi Tian said. Yu Ling has a wide range of knowledge, and it is normal for him to know the purple gold treasure mouse, so he is not surprised at all. Yi Tian, do you know how precious the purple gold treasure rat is? You actually accepted one. Yu Ling was a little envious. How expensive? Yi Tian also wanted to know. One is 100 billion, and there is no market. Because such a purple gold treasure rat is not easy to find at all. After all, with the purple gold treasure mouse, it is easier to go out to find treasures, and you, the purple gold treasure rat, must have eaten the treasure that enhances the bloodline talent, and the bloodline must not be lower than the high level. The price is even more expensive, and 200 billion people will buy it. Why don't you sell it to me? Xiaozi heard Yi Tian and Yu Ling's conversation, and trembled all over, saying nervously, Master, don't sell Xiaozi. Chapter 84. Yi Tian patted Xiaozi's ass and told it not to worry. Yu Ling, I'm sorry. It has already recognized the Lord. Yi Tian said. Yu Ling smiled. You can also lift the recognition of the Master, and my Yu family has a way to lift the recognition of the Master. As long as you are willing to sell, this is not a problem. Obviously, she didn't give up the idea of buying Xiaozi. Not for sale. Yi Tian still refused. What are you kidding? Just 200 billion to buy Xiaozi? Not to mention anything else, the treasure that Xiaozi found for him in the secret realm alone was worth far more than 200 billion. Let's take the Yuan Qi stone as an example. A Yuan Qi stone is counted as 1,200,000,200 Yuan Qi stones, and its total value has reached 2.2 trillion. 200 billion is just a fraction of the value of these Yuan Qi stones. For Yi Tian, 200 billion is really nothing. Besides, Yi Tian didn't think that Xiaozi was only worth 200 billion. Xiaozi has a high level of treasure hunting talent, and the average purple gold treasure rat only has a primary or medium treasure hunting talent at most. A purple gold treasure mouse with a primary treasure hunting talent plus a top bloodline, maybe more than 200 billion, and a high treasure hunting talent plus a top bloodline Xiaozi, its value cannot be measured by money at all. If Yi Tian sold Xiaozi, then he would be stupid. Even if you give it to your sister in the future, it's better than selling it. Good things, he won't be cheap to others. Yu Ling saw that Yi Tian really had no intention of selling it at all, so he gave up and dispelled the idea of buying Xiaozi. Yi Tian, be careful. The value of the purple gold treasure rat is not low. If you are in the Demon Sea base, maybe no one will dare to snatch your purple gold treasure mouse. But if you leave the Demon Sea base, maybe there will be a lot of people who will secretly attack. Yu Ling reminded. I understand. Yi Tian nodded, but he wasn't worried. This time, he had obtained a large number of treasures, and it was impossible for him to leave the Demon Sea base in a short period of time. As long as he was given some time, his growth rate was definitely beyond the imagination of others. The moment he leaves the Demon Sea base, his strength will definitely make those who secretly want to snatch Xiaozi desperate. Master, you are so good, you didn't sell Xiaozi. Xiaozi will definitely work hard to earn you 200 billion in the future. The simple Xiaozi only knew that the number of 200 billion was very large, but she didn't know what the value of 200 billion was, and she didn't know that the treasures she found far exceeded the number of 200 billion. If it knew, it would definitely give Yu Ling a super big eye. Just 200 billion also want to buy it, Xiaozi? It's not that cheap. The great martial artists of the Yu family came back one by one, but when the spatial crack was about to close, the great martial artists of the Yu family only came back 6 people, plus Yu Ling, making 7. The Yu family's great martial artists have lost most of them, Yi Tian said darkly. Fortunately, none of the other top cultivation talent geniuses of the Yu family had fallen, and the loss was not too great. Mid-air, the spatial crack hanging there began to shrink, and the speed of this contraction was very fast. Even if the Yunhe king wanted to stop it, he couldn't do it, unless he was willing to fight for his life. Maybe he could maintain it for another month, but it was impossible for the Yunhe king to do so. 1,000 great warriors went in, but less than 300 came out. Yu Ling couldn't help but sigh at this time. Yi Tian didn't speak, but he actually felt the cruelty of the trip to the secret realm in his heart. If it weren't for his top-level healing talent and teleportation, with his frenzied collection of treasures, he would have probably died in the siege of the fierce beasts. This shows how dangerous the situation of other great warriors is, and it is lucky to be alive. If those great martial artists in the Linhai base knew that more than 700 great martial artists had fallen in a single trip to the secret realm, they would definitely be dumbfounded. Yi Tian thought so. In fact, if he didn't come to the Demon Sea base, he wouldn't dare to imagine what it would be like to fall more than 700 great martial artists. After all, in a small place like the coastal base, a big warrior is a big man, and a fall will cause a huge sensation. And in the Demon Sea base, the great martial artists seem to don't want money, and no matter how much they die, it's not worth feeling distressed, because after one group dies, another group of elite martial artists will be promoted. Let's go! Yu Ben saw that the spatial crack was completely closed, so he didn't wait any longer. Even if the warriors of the Yu family are still alive, they can't come out now, so they can only wait for 10 years later. Rumble! The wind boat flew into the air and headed towards the Demon Sea base. One by one, the other clan's boats flew away, and soon there was no sign of humans in the vast mountain range, and the beasts soon reoccupied the place. Yu's family, the wind boat descended, and Yi Tian fell to the ground. Yi Tian, the treasures you obtained in the secret realm belong to you, but there are some treasures that you don't need. Can you trade them to Wu Zhe? Yu Ling asked. Yes, Yi Tian agreed. He originally wanted to trade some treasures. After all, there were so many treasures that he even filled his personal space in 2 storage bags. Let's go, I'll take you to the Martial Pavilion. Yu Ling took Yi Tian out of Yu's house and walked towards the Martial Pavilion branch not far away. Soon, Wu Zhe arrived. This Martial Pavilion is too big. Yi Tian looked at the huge ancient-style pavilion that was 50 meters high in front of him, and was secretly surprised. Compared to the Martial Pavilion branch of the Demon Sea base, the Martial Pavilion at the Linhai base was simply too low-end. There are a total of 10 such Martial Pavilion branches, and the attic of the Martial Pavilion headquarters is even more magnificent than this, 100 meters high. Yu Ling introduced. Walking into the Martial Pavilion, Yu Ling personally arranged for Yi Tian to trade. Under Yu Ling's arrangement, an appraisal master with old qualifications appraised and valued Yi Tian's treasures. This young master, please take out the treasure. The master appraisal asked. Yi Tian took out the storage bag, took out the treasures one by one, and after a while, the appraisal table was piled up. Yu Ling's pupils shrank, and he looked at Yi Tian incredulously. That's a lot of treasures, isn't it? Soon, though, she figured it out. She thought of the purple gold treasure mouse. In the natural treasure house environment of the secret realm, with pets like the purple gold treasure mouse, it is not too easy to find all kinds of natural treasures. This young master, do you really have to trade these treasures to our Martial Pavilion? The master of the appraisal was a little emotional. It is the first time he has received such a large order in his decades of practice. Yes, all deals, Yi Tian said very calmly. The number of these treasures seems to be a lot, but in fact, it is only 1/10 of all his treasures, and they are all treasures of relatively average value, and he has not taken out really good things. Since the value of the treasures traded was too high, Yu Ling invited several more appraisal masters, and even caused a senior director of the Martial Pavilion to come and personally evaluate the treasures for Yi Tian. Half a day later, the director of the Martial Pavilion said, "Young Master Yi Tian, the total value of these treasures is 321.4 billion. Our Martial Pavilion has purchased them at a price of 325 billion, and we will give you a VIP card, and you can get a 95% discount when you buy things in the Martial Pavilion in the future. What do you think? Yes, it's 325 billion. Yi Tian nodded with great satisfaction.